I'm in a family of internists, and they see people in their clinics who have hypertension. They have a diastolic blood pressure of 90 or greater, or 85 or greater. And they look fine and they look healthy. But we treat all those people because we can't look at the individual sitting there with hypertension and say, let's see, are you the one that's going to have the stroke if I don't treat you? Or are you the one that's going to have a heart attack if I don't treat you? We kind of treat everybody because we know that we're not good enough to predict who's going to have the bad outcomes and who we're helping by treating everybody. And I look at it the same way with using the BIS. It's really something that I roll out to everybody. I don't look at each patient in pre-op and say, are you the one that's not being straight with me about how much alcohol you use? Or are you the one with a genetic predisposition to be either very sensitive or very insensitive to the anesthetics that I'm planning to give you? The only way I know that I can find those people is that I use it on everybody, and I titrate the same way with everybody.
Look, it ain't perfect, but neither is almost anything we use in medicine. None of the monitors we use are perfect. What you have to recognize is when the device gives you a number you don't believe, how to go about diagnosing the likelihood that the device is wrong. And when you've eliminated by process of trial and error or whatever other process of elimination, all the possible explanations that the device is wrong, you might have to accept the fact that the device is right and change what you're doing. Now, you don't always have to blindly accept whatever the box tells you and go ahead and just do whatever it says. But on the other hand, you have to accept the fact that there are times when the box is going to tell you things you don't believe, but they're true.
I look at it in the global context of everything, and I don't use it as an isolated number. You know, if someone's wiggling the wires, the thing will start acting funny, or if there's other artifacts and things, it can give a wrong number. So just like the EKG, and I'll say that to the residents, and I'll take the wire and I'll shake it, and I say, well, is that VTach or what? Well, no, it's not. It's obviously, it's an artifact. Well, that's because you're looking at the big picture, not just the EKG. And I use the BIS the same way. I look at it in the overall context. It's got to make sense.
BIS all the time tells me something clinically useful. Pulse ox, not so much. Now, the times that the pulse ox does tell me something, it's really important. But if your criteria is I'm only going to use a monitor that tells me, you know, something I don't already know, then, you know, maybe the pulse ox isn't for you. You know, but BIS, if you use it a lot, it'll tell you stuff with great regularity.
So when the surgeon leans over the drapes and says, the patient's waking up, which implies that I can't do my job properly, I can say, well, actually, the patient's completely unconscious, he's moving reflexively, and I'll fix it. Which is a lot different than saying, yeah, I'm sorry about that, I'll get right on it, boss.